In the next section, 1.4 in our textbook, it's rewriting formulas and equations. It's a continuation of 1.3, but a little bit more difficult. Let me start with an example for you. If I told you that the perimeter of a rectangle was 2L plus 2W, and I want you to solve for W, we follow very similar rules as we did previously. We get all of the terms unrelated to W to one side of the equal sign and our W terms on the other. So in this case, my first step is I'm going to subtract 2L, and I'm going to be left with P minus 2L equals 2W. And then to solve for W, I'm going to divide by 2, and I'm left with P minus 2L over 2. And that would be your answer. Okay, so in this case we have lots of variables, but we'll identify a specific variable to solve for, and then you'll again follow the typical algebra rules. Another example might be if I said 9x minus 4y equals 7, and I said solve for y. The first thing we're going to do is I'll go ahead and move the 9x to the right side, and we're left with negative 4y equals 7 minus 9x, and I'll divide by negative 4. Okay, so I'll get y equals negative 7/4 plus 9x over 4. Okay, so again, following very similar rules as before, but they can get a little more difficult. And here's an example of one that's a little bit more difficult that you definitely need to know how to do. I'll say 2y plus xy equals 6, and I want you to solve for y. Now the y is here and here, so the y terms are already on the left. The non-y term, which is 6, is on the right. You've got to pull y out. Okay, that's the only way you can solve this. So the way we do it is we take y, pulling it out, and we say what's left. What's left is 2 plus x. If I were actually going to do this in reverse for you, y times 2 is 2y, and y times x is xy or yx, and that term is right there. So what you're doing is you're saying I got y and y. I'm going to pull y out. What does that leave? That leaves a 2 plus x. Your final step then is to divide both sides by 2 plus x, because by doing that, okay, they go away, just like before. And so you're left with y equals 6 over 2 plus x. So that's the more difficult flavor of these. This is definitely a problem that you need to be able to do. Good luck with it.